I'm so glad my oldest son has no problems throwing things out. I was so happy and relieved when my oldest son Brandon had said, I don't want my room to be messy. I'm sick of it. I want to clean it up. I want to declutter and get rid of stuff that I've outgrown. I want to update it to things that I like. And I just want to have a clean space. And I would say Pepper agrees with that. Pepper loves his room so much that she likes to lay right here in the closet. That's why Brandon put his hoodie there so that she could sleep comfortably on it, and also his bed. So this is definitely going to be a 2-part, possibly 3-part series that we'll do weekly because he is very motivated to get this space clean. So of course we're going to be giving you a quick tour of the bedroom now of what it looks like currently. And of course it's the classic case of too much stuff, not enough room, and he has a vision and a goal of what he wants this bedroom to look like. So before we can give his bedroom, well, an official glow up now, we have to declutter. We have to clean it out. That's where we have to start. So this episode is going to be focusing on decluttering. Now, the first space that Brandon wanted to clean up was his desk. He wanted to declutter it. He wanted more updated electronics for gaming and also the section next to it. This was another area that we're going to definitely focus on cleaning up today. And since tomorrow morning is trash day, the first thing he's going to do is take the trash out and put a new plastic bag in so that way we can be ready to throw things out. Now, the first thing we're going to do is gather all of the valuable Pokemon cards. They're all in sleeves already. They do have a resale value of more than $5. Some of them he has are worth like $100. So what we're going to do is put it all in one spot. Now that they are all contained in one bin, now we can start throwing the rest of the things out. And while he's cleaning this off, I did want to share how important this was to make this video with Brandon, because there have been studies that shown that 50% of compulsive hoarders have had first-degree relatives who were hoarders. That's me. I'm the first-degree relative here. And I don't want either of my children developing this. I don't want either of the boys struggling with holding on to stuff and saving things and not having the proper skills of decluttering and curating their favorite things and having neat homes. I don't want them to be where I am now. A huge reason, if not the main reason why I took this road to recovering my hoarding disorder, was for my children, so that they could have a better present and a better future. And so that they didn't think that, okay, this is how we do life. We hold on to things, we save things, we never let things go. Because another study had showed that the other 50% was that they started their hoarding disorder because of environmental factors. That was another part of myself, was that I was bullied in grade school, and every time that there was trauma from an abusive relationship when I was older, that was my go-to. That's what I learned as a coping mechanism, was to hoard. And I don't want that for them. I want them to have a different future, a better one. And I'm just so grateful that even though he pretty much grew up in a hoarded house, I could tell as he was decluttering, he was making easy, quick decisions on throwing things out. He could see that there was no value to these items and could make a logical decision to let it go. Where when I was his age, I would have held on to everything he was throwing out by now. I already developed those behaviors in holding on to the Pokemon things. He was even letting go of regular Pokemon cards. And when I had asked, why are you letting that go? He had said, Mom, it's not even worth a penny, so I'm not going to hold on to it. And I let him make all the decisions. And I'm just grateful that he was able to throw all of this out without even a second thought. And I let him take the lead on how to declutter and clean his room. I kept quiet as he was decluttering, but I'm going to be honest. There were some things that he threw out that I could feel my inner hoarder being like, are you sure? But we should hold on to that. We should really, really hold on to that. But I kept quiet. He had no idea. Because even though I was fighting that internally for myself, the other half of me was just so proud of him and so happy that he could easily let these things go. And it was actually a great lesson for me. Life is pretty amazing, especially when your children can teach you life lessons and help you in your own recovery. Because inside, that anxious side was devising a plan. And that plan was that later on, when this is done, I will take those certain pieces out of the trash can and keep it. But because we've come so far, and because my son clearly has no attachment to it, then neither should I. And that I'm strong enough to let it go as well. I don't need to hold on to his things. I don't need to sneak it out of a trash can to calm my anxiety, because honestly, that's deceitful. He made the decision to let it go, and we need to honor that, because he made the decision to let these things go that are his, and we're going to throw it out right now. So this is the first tossy batch that he has. And now that this side looks a lot better, he did want to start decluttering some things over in this area. And as I shared my heart with all of you, I also want to remind everyone that hoarding disorder, it is a mental disorder. And normally it is alongside anxiety, depression, OCD, ADHD, PTSD. And I just wanted to share my thoughts because they are my true feelings. They are my true thought processes. And I wanted to share some of the internal struggles that a hoarder can have. And I wanted to bring light to it, because once we bring light to it, then we can figure out better coping strategies for it. We can start to alter the behaviors, because I do have better coping mechanisms and skills in place for my anxiety. That way, I could beat that urge to take the stuff out of the trash and to be successful in continuing in this journey. And this also takes time. It takes time to change and alter these behaviors. So give yourself grace through it. We're going to have fantastic days, and we might have a bad day here and there. And that's okay, because we're doing this together. We're healing. We're recovering together. You're not alone in this.
This is a fake Pokemon card. You wanna know how?
Oh,
If you rip it, like, look how hard it is to rip. And if you rip right here, there should be a black line right here. If you take a real one, like...
Don't rip it.
No, this is a worthless energy card. This goes for, like, 1 penny, but you see how there's a black line right there? Mm-hmm. You can tell that it's real because of this black line. When you rip the fake card, there's no black line, and it's just a piece of paper. Look at this, it's just foil.
all right. Well, let's toss that out.
All right.
And that's why it's so important for us to be a part of this loving community where we can understand hoarding disorder. We can help each other when we're struggling. We can give each other encouragement, and we can also celebrate our victories together. I know that has what made a huge difference in my life. And this is Brandon's second tossy pile that is going out today. And of course, we're going to get it out right away. And this is also Pepper approved. So now when you walk into his room, it looks a lot better, especially when you first walk in. And of course, it's going to be a lot easier to keep up with weekly chores because it's not going to be as overwhelming to him. And he was keeping up with his other chores like vacuuming and dusting and taking the trash out in the other rooms. But his own room, it was a lot, right? It was a big task. And now it's going to be so much easier for him to keep it clean, especially because he's driven to keep it clean. He doesn't like it messy. He prefers it to be neat and tidy. And that makes me such a proud and happy mama. And for our next video, he wants to focus on decluttering this section right here. He wants to finish cleaning this up. And he also talked about letting go of some things in his bookshelf. He wanted to let some things go, maybe sell things, so that he could put his new favorite pieces up on here. And I know that the video series that I do with my boys are not only going to be my absolute favorite, but they're also going to be the most therapeutic to my heart, because my legacy is not what I did for myself. It's what I did for the next generation. So Pepper wanted to tell you all that this pretty kitty much rather live in a neat and tidy home than a hoarded one, and that everyone out there is doing a great job.